Hi, Carl and everybody else. And this book is called Annie's Rainbow by Ron Brooks, and it's especially for Indigo's mummy, Annie, my special niece. Hi, Annie. When I used to read this to my kids, I used to think of Annie every time that I read it. Annie's Rainbow. Annie always wanted to have her own rainbow. Whenever she saw one, she would run to catch it. Or jump to reach it. If she saw one when they were driving in the car, Annie would ask her father to go faster. And if she couldn't see her rainbow anywhere, she would search for it. Or wait in hiding, hoping that it would come. Annie left notes in secret places, asking the rainbow to wait for her. But it was Annie who had to wait, and for such a long time that she almost gave up hope. Then one day, after a light rain, Annie was gazing from her window and she saw it. The most beautiful rainbow that Annie had ever seen. She ran outside. The rainbow seemed just a little way down the hill. Annie ran and ran further down the hill, but as she ran closer, the rainbow moved further away. She crossed the old bridge at the bottom of the valley and ran up the hill on the other side, but then Annie stopped. There was an old house at the top of the hill, with a big garden all round it. Annie had never gone into the garden before because it looked so dark. But the rainbow she wanted so much was in there. Annie knew she had to follow. She pushed open the gate and crept quietly into the garden. Further and further in she went, but her rainbow was nowhere to be seen. Annie began to feel afraid. The deeper she went into the garden, the darker it became. Annie wanted to turn back. Just then she came across a path. She followed it deeper and deeper as it wound its way between the trees. In the distance she saw a faint light, which slowly grew brighter. Can you see the light there? Annie came closer and walked into the clearing. In the middle was a fountain with small carved figures about it. Annie stood and stared. Rising from the waters of the fountain into the sun was her rainbow. It bathed Annie and the whole clearing in magical light. Annie had never seen anything so beautiful in all of her life. She felt as though she was standing right inside the rainbow. Annie reached out to touch the colours, but they just seemed to melt around her hands. If she couldn't actually take some home, then Annie wished that she never had to leave this beautiful place. Then she heard a voice. "Do you like it here too?" asked a man. "Oh, yes," said Annie. "The rainbow is beautiful. I came in to see it." "I thought so," said the man. "I live in the house at the other end of the garden, and I often come down here to try and paint the rainbow. But it's almost as difficult to paint as it is to catch it in your hands." "Would you like to see my painting?" Annie nodded, and the man led her round the fountain to where his painting was set up on an easel. "What do you think of it?" he asked. Annie thought it was the most beautiful painting she had ever seen. "Gee, that's really great," she said. "It really is the rainbow." "Well then," said the painter, "what's your name?" "Annie." And she watched as he dipped his brush in colour, and he finished the painting. And can you see there? Annie now has the painting hanging in her bedroom, and he's added something to the picture, and it's a picture of the rainbow that now has Annie in the painting as well. Do you like rainbows? I love it when there's a rainbow after a light rain. We've had light rain this afternoon here, but there's no sunshine, and without sunshine, you don't get the rainbow. Okay, bye for now.